Hello, music friends. This is Urs coming at you right from the studio. And as I promised, here comes a quick tutorial on my favorite snare reverb, especially for snares that have to be really long and help to extend the sound somehow. Just huge sounding, splashy, and just beautiful in the mix. And I've tried many plugins out there. There are many great ones, especially the Eventide replicate of the 2016 reverb, which is a great plugin. I use this all the time on percussion and vocals and toms and stuff like that, sometimes on snares. But really by far my favorite snare drum reverb is the plate-reverb from Digital Performer, Motu's Digital Performer. This is actually an older reverb. I think that's been around since version 3, if I'm not mistaken. But you really need to know how to tweak it. So what I would like to show you is I play a little bit of a track. It's just basically drums, acoustic guitar, maybe a bass, and some piano in it. And just the drums dry, so you can hear it. It sounds already pretty decent. But it's just the color of the reverb I want you to check out. It's really amazing what that reverb can do. Here we go. This is just without any reverb on it. That's just a dry drum sound. Yeah, you hear a little bit of the room of the drums and it sounds decent and nice. But for a song like this, you're really looking for depth and width and some really Gucci sounding space on the snare. There's many plugins that would work for that, but honestly, there's nothing quite like the plate reverb from Digital Performer and it's magic. Okay, I'll show you how it sounds with the plugin engaged right here. You hear that tail. I'm going to solo it in a second so you can hear it, what it really does. Okay, let's start by playing the drums alone. Okay, play it bypassed. The reason I have a trim button here is because I use quite a bit of mix usually on a snare drum within the mix, and that actually lowers the level of the snare drum, so I kind of use it as a makeup gain. Okay, this is the dry version. Okay, and here comes with the plugin engaged. Listen to that reverb tail. This is just amazing. I'll play it one more time, just the reverb tail. It sounds so great. It's really like an extension almost to the snare drum. Usually reverbs have a sound and they sound sometimes right, sometimes too thin, sometimes too thick, and often on snare drums not really pleasing. So the reason why I'm doing this tutorial here is not because it's just another plate reverb. You really have to know how to set the parameters to really make it sound like this. Okay, I just want to quickly show you. When you open up the plugin, like this, plate. Here we go. Okay, by default, the plugin is not expanded, okay? And, you know, you can expand this plugin here. So you might get confused because it looks different. Okay, so the default reverb when it comes up is just a regular, very short reverb, about a half of a second, which sounds okay. Okay, so if you start to increase the length and the mix and maybe some of the frequencies, you know, the reverb itself, it doesn't really sound all that exciting. Check it out. Well, you hear it's really dark sounding, but even if you crank just the highs, it wouldn't make a big difference. It would just sound splashy and unpleasant. First of all, you have to expand this part here. It's a very important knob here. And the reason why this default setting, I mean, there's many settings, many different, you know, already pre-cooked settings for you. They all sound good somehow, but for that specific reverb we're actually looking for, you have to dial in and tweak it yourself a little bit. Okay, Okay, this is like the EQ for the reverb, how the reverb will respond frequency-wise to the source sound. And I tend to keep them pretty linear for that kind of application. Sometimes maybe the high frequency a little bit up, just on the linear side. Not too much bass, not too much mid-range, and just a little bit top end right there. Okay, for a snare drum like this in a ballad, I'd probably start with the 2-second reverb decay time that I might adjust within the mix, of course. Very important to knobs is the shelf filters here. I go usually up about 10K, and then I dial it back here about minus 10 dBs. That's just a setting that seems to work perfect for that sound I'm looking for. Mix, that really depends on the song. Of course, you have to do it within the mix. This parameter here is usually around 60, 70, between somewhere there. And this we're going to leave alone for now, the pre-delay button right now. This one we also leave alone because we want to complete the frequency response from the reverb, of course. Okay, so the most important knobs to make this reverb sound the way we want are the decoloration settings here. So it's called diffusion control, decoloration, whatever that means. It has to do with color, of course. But what you have to do is, and don't ask me what these frequencies actually mean here. Color and frequencies, I really don't know. I just tried it out by playing with it and tried many hours to get a great sound. I was very, keen on that plugin because I felt there's something more to it than just a plate reverb. So what do you have to do? What I usually do, I just set it to like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, sort of. Whatever the frequency and the percentage values mean, doesn't really matter. It's my ears that count. And the diffusion knob has to be up to 100%. Of course, stereo has to be up 100%. So now we're talking. This is already the magic reverb we're looking for. I play it to you right there. Even longer. You will hear the quality is just impeccable. The sound of the reverb tail. Check it out. Listen to that. I don't really know any other reverb that can deliver that very thick and beautiful prominent tail. It really works like an extension to the snare drum, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what we're looking for in ballads. Maybe dial in like 70% mix, and listen to that. Maybe we can just adjust those bars just slightly. Isn't that the reverb we're always looking for, mixing big ballads? I think it is. Thank you, Motu, for this incredible plate. So I hope this video helped you guys, digital performer users, to maybe enjoy this plate even more with a new twist and maybe setting the parameters a little bit different for big sounding snare drums. Okay, make sure you make a screenshot, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, click like or ask me any questions you want on my YouTube channel. All right, bye-bye.